Hi guys, JT here. With every Humble Monthly, the question is, what are the games like? Well, here's a bit of information on each game in June 2025's Humble Monthly, to help you decide if it is for you. By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle, and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos for buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1. The featured game of this month, Warhammer 40,000 Boltgun, a fast-paced boomer shooter that throws you into the bulky boots of an Ultramarine Sternguard veteran, delivering a glorious blend of old-school FPS chaos and modern slickness. If you've ever loved Doom, Quake, or Duke Nukem, this one speaks your language, loudly, and with bolter fire. You're dropped into the grimdark world of Forge World Graia, tasked with purging heretics for the Inquisition. The story, though sparse, works as a background hum to the carnage. Unfortunately, key narrative bits, like the Servo Skull's translated speech, are easy to miss during intense firefights. There is no codex to catch up later, which feels like a lost opportunity, especially for a 40k game, but where Boltgun absolutely shines is in gameplay. You're fast, agile, and deadly. The movement is so fluid, it borders on Warframe-like. Whether charging, slashing with your chainsword, or swapping between weapons mid-combat, everything feels satisfying. The arsenal is brutal and ever-expanding, encouraging constant weapon switching and strategy on the fly. Visually, it nails the retro-modern aesthetic. Enemies are 2D sprites in 3D spaces, and it all blends beautifully. The warp sections are especially memorable, dizzying, chaotic, and deeply atmospheric. Each level throws more twisted enemies at you, escalating the threat without losing its pace. If you have a Steam Deck, it's a dream. With a little tweaking, you get solid performance and decent battery life, though mouse and keyboard still offer the purest experience. Warhammer 40k Boltgun is not just one of the best Warhammer games, it's one of the best retro-inspired shooters around. If you're craving relentless stylish carnage with just enough lore to keep the 40k flavor strong, this is a must-play. You will not stop until every heretic is a smear on the wall. And number 2 we have Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered, a modern revival of 2 cult classic action-adventure games. You step into the tattered wings of Raziel, a betrayed vampire-turned-wraith seeking revenge on his former master, Kain. These remasters retain the original gameplay, but introduce welcome quality-of-life updates, like a new map system, easier saving, and smoother traversal. Combat still demands strategy. You must burn, drown, or impale enemies before consuming their souls. The unique mechanic of shifting between the material and spectral realms remains a standout feature and adds depth to both puzzles and exploration. Visually, you get the best of both worlds. A toggle lets you switch between the original PS1 visuals and the upgraded graphics at will. The remastered textures breathe life into Nosgoth's bleak landscapes, but the option to revisit the originals fuels pure nostalgia. While the remaster does not fix everything, like the map can still be confusing and some puzzles feel overly opaque, it smooths out just enough rough edges to keep you moving forward. The narrative has not changed, and that's a good thing. The dark twisty tale of vengeance, betrayal, and destiny holds up remarkably well. Soul Reaver 2 picks up directly after the first game and expands the lore dramatically, giving you even more reason to push through the occasional frustration. If you're a returning fan, the remaster feels like coming home. If you're new, it is a solid way to experience a truly unique series. It is flawed, but fascinating, and Soul Reaver endures. And number 3 we have Nobody Wants to Die, a moody, narrative-driven detective game set in the dystopian New York of 2329, where immortality is a luxury for the rich, and the poor rent their bodies like apartments. You play as James Kara, a grizzled, noir-soaked detective recovering from a recent body transfer, tasked with solving murders in a city where death is supposed to be obsolete. Armed with a time-manipulating bracelet, you comb through beautifully rendered crime scenes, rewinding moments to piece together each case. While the investigation mechanics look complex, the game tightly guides you, sometimes too tightly. You rarely feel like you're solving the crime yourself. It is more like you're along for the ride, pressing buttons when told. But what a ride it is! The Art Deco cyberpunk setting oozes style, blending high-tech decay with gritty 1920s nostalgia. From neon-soaked alleyways to opulent penthouses, every environment pulls you deeper into its sickly beautiful world. Kara's dingy apartment, where you sort clues on a holographic board, becomes a strangely intimate hub in this morally decayed society. What the game lacks in originality, it makes up for in conviction. It does not hide its influences, Altered Carbon, Classic Noir, even Papers, Please, but it uses them to craft a story that feels urgent and real. With themes of body commodifications, economic cruelty, and surveillance, it hits hard without apology. You might wish for more freedom, but what you get is a haunting, stylish experience that lingers. In Nobody Wants to Die, the future is bleak and uncomfortably familiar. And number 4 we have Dungeons of Hinterberg, a captivating mix of puzzle solving, combat, and social exploration set in a magical Austrian mountain town. You play as Louisa, a burned out young lawyer searching for meaning and reprieve in a tourist haven turned fantastical with the arrival of dungeons and magic. But what begins as a whimsical vacation deepens into a journey of self-discovery and a quest to uncover the town's mysteries. Your days follow a structured rhythm, mornings for meals, afternoons for dungeon dives, evenings for mingling with locals and tourists, and nights for personal downtime. This balance keeps gameplay engaging as you manage Louisa's stats: familiarity, renown, relaxation, and amusement. Social interactions are refreshingly dynamic, introducing you to a diverse cast with their own reasons for being in Hinterberg, making every relationship feel meaningful. The dungeon gameplay shines with inventive puzzles and unique magic-based mechanics. Each region, forested Hinterwald, snowy Kalmstein, or swampy Brunelsump, is beautifully realized, and their dungeons cleverly incorporate local themes. Combat is simple yet satisfying, with Louisa wielding magic powers and an attack conduit to slash through enemies. However, boss fights lack challenge and depth, a minor stumble in an otherwise compelling experience. The art direction is breathtaking, blending picturesque environments with fantastical elements. Social mechanics echo real-life tourism, encouraging you to build connections while reflecting on the town's exploited magic industry. The grounded storytelling, paired with magical touches, makes this game resonate emotionally. Dungeons of Hinterberg is an artistic and satisfying journey of puzzles, people, and personal growth. And number 5 we have Tchia, a third-person open-world adventure where you explore a South Pacific-inspired island as a magical kid on a quest to rescue your father. You've likely seen open-world games stuffed with pointless collectibles or dull traversal. Tchia is the antidote. You explore a stunning tropical archipelago not just on foot, but by soul-jumping into animals and objects, soaring through the skies as a bird, skimming waves as a dolphin, or rolling around as a coconut. Every movement feels kinetic, joyful, and bursting with creativity. Even falling off of a cliff becomes a moment of triumph when you hurl your soul into a nearby rock to land safely. Combat has a puzzle-like thrill. You do not just swing a weapon, you become a flaming log or explosive barrel and obliterate cloth monsters in dazzling improvised fashion. Then there's the ukulele. Not only can you jam out or play rhythm minigames, you can summon creatures, change the weather, and alter time. Beyond its inventive mechanics, Tchia is full of warmth and heart. Whether you're snapping retro-style photos with a tripod, carving totems to enter shrines, or just chilling at campfires, the game celebrates creativity, culture, and childhood wonder. The world is vibrant, meaningful, and refreshingly handcrafted. All dialogue is in Drehu or French, voiced by locals from New Caledonia, grounding the story in authentic love for its setting. With its soulful protagonist, clever design, and earnest charm, Tchia is not just another adventure. It's a celebration of discovery, identity, and the sheer fun of play. One of the most enchanting open worlds you'll ever explore. And number 6 we have Sker Ritual, a fast-paced round-based zombie survival FPS where you team up or go solo against swarms of horrifying enemies called the Quiet Ones. Set on Sker Island in an alternate 1914, you fight to disrupt a supernatural broadcast, upgrade steampunk weaponry, and wield divine Celtic powers known as miracles. You will instantly recognize the Call of Duty Zombies inspiration, but with a dark, folk horror twist. Between waves, you explore eerie maps packed with Easter eggs, optional objectives, and a mysterious upgrade booth run by the Laughing Policeman. The gunplay is not groundbreaking. Some weapons feel lifted straight from COD, with altered names, but satisfying miracle upgrades, quirky enemy elites, and tactical variety keep it engaging. You can play solo or up to 4 players, and the difficulty scales based on team size. The devs even let you change difficulty mid-run, which adds welcome flexibility. The visuals mix grit with steampunk flair, and the game leans more into arcade-style fun than pure terror. That said, Sker Ritual is not without flaws. Mouse input issues and a lack of polish in animations and gun feedback may turn off hardcore shooter fans. Cosmetics are also limited, and progression feels a little grindy. Still, it is not pay to win. Cosmetics are cosmetics, and the Sker Pass is refreshingly pressure-free. If you've been craving a co-op zombie mode without COD's baggage or price tag, this is a strong indie alternative. Just don't expect the same level of refinement. At its core, Sker Ritual is loud, chaotic, and addictively fun. At number 7 we have Biped, a cooperative puzzle game. The game revolves around 2 cute robots, tasked with opening beacons across several stages and helping their robot buddies along the way. The game's story is simple, but the gameplay is challenging and entertaining. The gameplay of Biped is focused on solving puzzles related to movement and physics. Each level presents new challenges, such as balancing on platforms, climbing walls, and dodging obstacles. The game's mechanics require precise controls of the 2 robots, which can be controlled independently by each player in a cooperative mode. The game's biggest strength lies in its cooperative gameplay, which encourages communication and coordination between the players. The puzzles are designed in a way that requires teamwork and strategic thinking, making the game challenging and engaging. Biped features vibrant and colorful visuals, with a playful and upbeat soundtrack that complements the game's cheerful atmosphere. The game's design is both aesthetically pleasing and well executed, with attention to detail given to the robot's movements and animations. Overall, Biped is a fun and challenging cooperative puzzle game that is well worth playing. It offers engaging gameplay, vibrant visuals, and a cheerful atmosphere that makes it a delight to play. If you're looking for a game to play with a friend or a family member, Biped is definitely worth considering. At number 8 we have Havendock, a cozy ocean-based colony sim where you build a floating haven from scraps, welcome survivors, and slowly transform a humble raft into a futuristic settlement. You start small, collecting debris, cooking meals, and placing farms. But as you unlock research and automate tasks, your floating utopia begins to flourish. Settlers arrive with needs and quirks, and it's up to you to keep them happy while juggling production chains. Over time, you'll build submarines, explore new islands, and even flirt with mad science as you develop rockets and robots. At its best, Havendock is relaxing, creative, and surprisingly addictive. The gameplay loop of upgrading, unlocking, and organizing your ocean empire scratches that satisfying colony builder itch. You'll find charming details like animals that help out, and a freeform layout system that lets you customize your floating paradise. However, there are rough waters. The UI is clunky, pathfinding AI often misfires, and the grind can become tedious in the late game. The 1.0 release controversially removed multiplayer support, disappointing many who hoped to build co-op havens. Performance also suffers with larger settlements, even on decent PCs. If you're into slow-paced single-player sims and don't mind quirks or grinding, there's a compelling chill experience here. But if you're expecting polish, smooth automation, or multiplayer fun, you may want to wait for future updates. Havendock has heart, but is not yet smooth sailing. In the end, it is a charming but imperfect survival builder, ideal for solo dreamers with a patience. And that's all for this month's Humble Monthly. This month's Humble Monthly is a solid pick for gamers who dig variety. You get the adrenaline rush of Warhammer 40k Boltgun, the nostalgic vibes of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered, and the chill exploration of Tchia. Dungeons of Hinterberg and Nobody Wants to Die add some fresh flavor, while Havendock and Biped are perfect for laid-back sessions. Plus, Sker Ritual brings co-op chaos into the mix. Overall, it's a well-run bundle that caters to multiple tastes. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos or buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.